It would have been nice.
Yes, come on now. We're back. Clap it up.
Yum yum.
Yes, we are back. We're back. Peggy, we're back.
We're back, Peggy.
And we're excited.
I'm hungry.
And we're hungry.
hungry.
But before we eat, we're going to eat on some really good music right about now. This girlfriend that I'm about to introduce you all to is a diva. She is in her right. She is awesome. A vocalist. She's just awesome. I love her. Nakia Marie. Nakia is also shares the stage. We share a stage together at Spirit of Faith Christian Center, where our pastors are Mike and Dee Dee Freeman, and here in the Prince George's County, and she's part of the team there, and she does an awesome job. She has her own product out. She has so many things going on. But let me just read a few things about Nakia Maria. She's a gospel artist born, raised in the Washington, D.C. area. She is known as the woman with the whole package. She is a psalmist, writer, arranger, motivational speaker, and she has extraordinary vocal ability. Yes, she does. Right. She has shared the stage with some of the greatest artists of all time. Mary, Marette Brown-Clark, The Truth, Ty Tribbett, Canton Spirituals, to name a few. But her highlight of her life was making Jesus Lord her Savior of her life, and she sincerely loves him with all her heart. Nakia Maria has just released her phenomenal new project dedicated to her mom, Pam, and Big Bold, P-A-M, entitled Purpose and Mission, featuring her new single entitled Unstoppable, which she's about to sing that for us right now. Listen up, and you're going to enjoy. Put your hands together for Nakia Marie.
You can't hold me down. Nothing is too hard. I won't lose my faith, 'cause I'm unstoppable, yeah. And you can't hold me down. It's not impossible. I will win this race. This is the part we say, you can't hold me down. Y'all can snap, 'cause I'm unstoppable. Say I'm unstoppable. You can't hold me down, 'cause I'm unstoppable, yeah. Say I'm unstoppable. Verse goes like this, hey, can I just keep it real? Sometimes I don't always feel like hearing excuses, saying I can't do this, sounding foolish. And don't you know you're a winner, and you are not a quitter? Hit the button, reset, come on and change your mindset. You're unstoppable. Hey, and you can't hold me down. See, nothing is too hard for God, nah. I won't lose. Let me say, come on, say, I'm unstoppable. And you can't hold me down. It's not impossible. We will win this race. Everybody say, you can't hold me. Hey, that's my favorite part. Come on, say, I'm unstoppable. Say I'm unstoppable. Everybody, can you say you can't hold me down? 'Cause I'm unstoppable. Say I'm unstoppable. And with Christ, I can do all things. I want all he has for me. It doesn't matter what I see, I'm gonna take my dreams and make them reality. I know I will not fail. With God I will prevail. And won't nobody hold me back. With him I'm on the right track, and I'm unstoppable. Hey, and you can't hold me down. See, nothing is too hard for God, nah. I won't lose. Come on, say I'm unstoppable. And you can't hold me down. It's not impossible. We've already won our race, then we all say you can't hold. Hey, you gotta tell your mind, tell your past, I'm unstoppable, yeah. Say I'm unstoppable, yeah. One more time, say you can't hold me down. Come on, Say I'm unstoppable. I'm unstoppable. I'm unstoppable.
Come on, girl, grab that mic and have a seat.
Oh no, you gotta do that again.
Yes, I'm unstoppable.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. We're unstoppable. That's right. We're unstoppable. That's right. Nothing can. That's right. I'm taking y'all with me on the next event. I'm coming over. There we go.
We the backup singers.
I love it. I love it. Yeah.
I'm unstoppable.
Yeah.
That's a night, and it's catchy, and it's so true.
Yeah,
That's
it's
right.
So refreshing. We
Yes.
need that for
2018. That's right. Nothing can stop you. That's
Oh,
right.
my girl is here.
What's
So happy you can make it,
glad to
girl.
be here.
So happy that you're here. Give us a little bit about who's Nakia Marie and what you're doing and what's going on. I mean, you're doing a lot of things. I know you're an author and the founder of Pretty Girls Wait.
Yes.
What's Pretty Girls Wait?
Well, Pretty Girls Wait is an organization for, we have women, girls, all ages, and we just basically empower them to know their value and their worth. So many times they're told that there are so many other names other than what God has called them. And so we just encourage and empower them. We meet every month. We have a conference that's coming in July. And it's just been so great. We have women that have gone through molestation, rape, single moms, just different women. And we just come together and empower them on their journey as they go through singleness, and just even we have married women too, and we just empower each other, and it's been such a blessing. We have group chats, and we just uplift each other and just keep them motivated and encouraged. So it's been a blessing.
Are
I
you
love
traveling or anything?
Yes, I do travel a lot with my music, and I do a lot of
travel with
things.
her.
Back up.
Y'all coming with me next time.
You back up, all right. Y'all back all the way up.
Keep going back. But, I'm just doing music. I have a lot of things that I'm working on in 2018. I'm actually working on a new CD. Like, I'm just keep moving. And so I have a new single coming out called I Believe in Me. Just encouraging, empowering us to believe in ourselves, not to let doubt or anything try to stop you from going forward. So it's an Unstoppable Part 2.
Yes,
and it's called I Believe in Me. So I'm excited.
Oh, that is nice.
Yes.
This is so exciting. Here at Four Sisters Live, we want to bring you nothing but the best.
I'm telling you.
And the
it's
best
been
in
amazing.
entertainment. We have some lovely singers, and she is just one who has just been setting the pace. We're going to continue to set the pace on this show because we want to really spotlight a lot of our entertainers that are out there.
Exactly.
This is what this is about. This studio is designed for that.
Home
the show
talent.
is designed for that, for our
Yes.
home talent, because we needed a way to express our talent and
showcase
our
talent.
talent. So we are so happy, Maria, you just came.
You can't leave. You got to say it
No,
one more time.
Nakia's gonna come back. Nakia's coming back. She's gonna close us out.
Yeah.
And we got more to
Awesome.
come, so stay tuned with Nakia, Marie, and Four Sisters Live Talk.
Get on the phone.
We'll be
Call
right back.
somebody.
Yes.
Somebody invite someone to come.
Invite them to come.
Yes.
Don't check Facebook.
Hey
Facebook
guys, we're
Live.
over here on Facebook Live. We don't want to keep you waiting, but you can go to commercial with us over here on
Yes.
Fox Live. But right there on Facebook Live, hey Charlene,
Peggy.
right here, and
Wyoming.
Linda.
and go on Nakia, let them know who you
Nakia,
are.
hello.
Nakia, you guys say hi out there in Facebook Land. This is what we do every Saturday at
Actually, on
12:30
Facebook
to
now?
2:30. Yes, we are live. We're playing everywhere.
Two things
driving
We've
hungry.
been singing Unstoppable. Unstoppable.
Girl, I'm telling you, I'll be home singing that song tonight.
It's
Yes.
something about songs that
It's
you
just
really
so
like.
refreshing.
You can leave and go home and you still sing
Yes.
it in your head. That's when you know it's a good song.
That's a good song.
You know it's a good song when you singing it after you leave. Still in your head.
Yeah,
Wake
it's in
up.
your body.
Wake
Wake
up.
up.
You're in bed. You
Yes.
wake up. You still.
Yeah.
So thank you for presenting that affirmation.
so
That's an
awesome.
affirmation.
Yes, it is.
In itself, unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
So
have to
we're
do that part
unstoppable
about
on the
theme song too.
Yeah, we're gonna make that. Yeah, we should.
No,
Yeah, we're gonna
keep
talk
singing
about
it.
that. Yeah, 'cause I like that.
Unstoppable.
Yeah, we have to do that on our show and keep it moving and promote.
Yes.
Oh
yeah, that's what it's all
Yeah,
about.
you know what I mean. So but right now we're unstoppable because we're keeping it moving.
Yes. We got a brother in the house.
Who is it, Peggy? Come on, Peggy.
this
You got a
brother?
brother.
Who's the brother? J.R. Fenwick. All right. Woo-hoo-hoo. Let me tell you about this brother here.
Well, be kind.
Oh my God. I felt like I've known JR for years. You know, lifetime. We probably met about, 2 or 3 years ago?
Yeah.
And we've been like connected since. We have a mastermind group. There's about 7 of us. And JR is part of that as well. And I just fell in love with him because I always tell the story. He puts me in mind of my brother. I lost a brother many, many years ago. And I always feel that the Lord always replaces him throughout the environment.
Right.
Somebody replaces somebody that you lost or somebody you care for. And when I met JR, he was a carbon copy of my uncle, which is a carbon copy of my brother that I lost. And I just claimed him. So I am his big sister, and he is my little brother.
Who's the oldest for real, JR?
So
That's a
I'll
good
let
answer
Peggy
that.
tell it.
but JR is amazing. I love him. I love his spirit. I love our conversation that we have. He motivates me. He inspires me. I can go on and on and on. But JR wrote a book. How long has it been? About 3 or 4 years ago?
No, it was actually, that came out in 2005, 2006.
Whoa.
Go
Yeah.
ahead and introduce yourself. I think it's
Okay.
easier that way, and then you can talk about your book.
Okay, so I'm J.R. Fenwick, and I'm the founder and CEO of FlipThatStock.com. And we are an education and technology company that specializes in teaching beginners how the stock market works, everything from A to Z. You don't have to know anything. We take you from point A to actually knowing how to find stocks, analyze stocks, use the latest technology to go in and buy and sell stocks and get in the game. That's what it's about,
you go.
getting in the game.
Getting in the game.
And it's become a passion of mine, which I started about 15 years ago. A brother introduced me to it, and kicking and screaming, if I'm being honest, because I had a very successful recording studio. I know we had a guest on earlier,
exactly.
and I've been playing guitar and singing since I was
Oh,
7.
wait, where's your guitar? You forgot?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll come back and do it.
You
on
gotta
another show.
come back.
Yeah.
Come back and do it.
So I was doing that, and I met a gentleman, like I said, about 15 years ago, who I was buying a piece of recording equipment from, and we became the best of friends. And just one day out of the blue, he just said, "Hey, do you trade in the stock market?" And I was like, "I don't know anything about the stock market, and I'm not interested." You gotta make sure I put that "and I'm not interested" part in it. And for two years, he just stayed on me. You got to learn how the stock market works. And then he throws stuff in there like this. You know, you got a studio going, right? Yeah. I have a very successful recording studio. And you're a businessman, right? Yeah. You can't be no businessman if you don't know how the stock market works. He started throwing stuff at me. Come on, man. And, yeah. And he just went on and on and on. And so finally he just wore me down. Because, you know, you ever have somebody telling you something and it makes sense?
Yeah.
And your resistance is way up here, but it starts going down,
Right.
and the sense meter starts going up. And I was like, it does make sense. And so I got involved, and I was just fascinated. Another thing is that I've always looked at is if you want to do something, like find out what people are doing who are good at it, and then duplicate it, right?
Exactly.
So now you guys tell me, does this make sense? Okay, so most people say they want to create wealth or at least freedom, right?
Right.
And then if you look at the people who have created wealth and freedom, they're all involved in the stock market some way, shape, or form.
Yes, they are.
That's true.
Right?
Absolutely.
You're so true.
So we say these things, but then are we doing what is necessary to
To
achieve
make
it?
it happen, yeah.
Right? So that's kind of how I got involved. And then as I got involved, we can talk about this more, what I found out is that, well, can I go uncut on this show?
Hey.
Yes.
Hey.
So-
This is a reality.
Okay, so this is reality. So we've been lied to. We have been blatantly lied to. They've made this thing
bamboozled.
look so complicated. And the number one thing I hear from people is that it's just too complicated. It just looks so complicated. All this flashing lights and these symbols going by and all this stuff. You know, the funny thing is, every last one of us is going to go out and get in our car today. And when we turn the car on and see them dashboards, what are we going to see? Flashing
The same
lights and
thing.
all this. But do we say, well, I can't drive my car because too many See, so, you know, we got to get past that and just get in the game.
I
Just
heard
get in the
that.
game. So that's what I do. The book I wrote years ago is called How I Quit My $100,000 a Year Job.
There you go.
And it's actually an audio book. And I put that out even before I got in the stock market because I was in corporate America. I was making six figures and miserable. All right. So I don't know if anybody in the audience can relate to me. You don't even have to be six figures. It could just be whatever job you're doing.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
And you know, you get up, you're dressing, you're looking good, you're smelling good, but
Automatic.
inside you're miserable.
Yes.
And so I said, I can't do it. I got one life, right? We got one life.
That's true.
And so, as far as we know on this planet now, if we come back as a flower or something else, maybe, I don't know. But as far as
Smelling
we know, I
good.
got one life. And I can't spend it just, you know, doing something that I didn't enjoy long term, doing something that's creating wealth for somebody else, doing something else where they controlled 100% of my time and 100% of my finances. They control my growth. Well, JR, you know, you almost did pretty good, so we'll give you a 2% raise this year.
Right.
2%.
Almost did good.
See,
It's
so
control.
yeah. So when I started really thinking about these different things, I was like, nah, this ain't gonna work. So I ended up eventually quitting, and then the number one question people ask, why would you quit a
Why would you quit?
$100,000 a year job? And my answer is, because I can make that and be the boss.
All right.
I
Yes.
heard
Make
that.
and be the boss.
So why do you think we, as people, and I know we spoke about
We
this,
did.
we've shied away about wanting to learn and be educated about stock. We felt it was so hard, or
It's
I don't. It
intimidating.
it seemed to
Right.
be
Or
intimidating.
was it a secret?
Right.
Or was that purposely set?
I think it's all the above. You know, if you go on YouTube and you do a search on what's it called, like line dancing, and they have these competitions. I saw this competition in Chicago where these brothers and sisters were doing the most complicated moves, and I'm thinking, that's physical, and you're doing that.
Right.
That ain't nowhere near as hard as learning to buy and sell stocks.
Oh, okay.
So you think about it, I look at some of the stuff that we do that's very intricate, some of the things that as you talk to people on their jobs and you ask them what they're doing and stuff, it's some in detail, complicated stuff
Exactly.
that's nowhere near as hard as buying and selling some stock.
Wow.
So give us some tips on this.
Okay.
Flip that
So-
stock. I know that's
Right.
Then
So
we
let's get into it because a couple core things
A
that we
few
have to
things.
understand first and foremost. All right. The first thing is you hear these words used interchangeably: investing and trading. All right. So we have to understand those are two different things. All right. So when investing is where you're buying something and you're holding on to it typically for a year or longer. All right. You're termed an investor. Traders are people, and they go into and they buy an asset, in this example, stock, and they hold it for a shorter period of time. It could be months, it could be weeks, it could be days, it could be minutes or seconds, where you get in and you flip something around and you make money off of it. right? So if let's take this can right here. So let's say I bought this can for $1, right? It's only one can, but you're really thirsty, and you just well, how much you give me for the can? And you say, I'll give you $5. Here you go, right? Yes. That could be in minutes or seconds, and I just made a $400 or $500% profit.
Profit, yeah.
So that's more in flipping and trading. You're going in, you're looking at something, you're looking at opportunities, and you're going in, you grab your money, you get out. But it's very calculated. It's very calculated. Trying to go into the stock market without education is like getting in a car and saying, I'm going to drive.
Right.
You might get lucky going up the block. It's just a matter of time. It's a matter of time before it gets you. And so you have to understand, the difference between trading and investing. You also have to understand, let me back up even further. What is a stock? Some people don't. They like, okay. So let's pretend like all of us own a company, right? And we got ideas, we're doing great, but we need extra income to grow.
Right.
All right. And so we need some outside money. So we got two options. One is we could get a bank loan, right? We have to qualify.
Right.
And they're going to rake us through the mud, and we still might not qualify. We get loans from friends and families, or we could say, hey, you know what? Let's divide our company up into little tiny pieces. And these pieces are called shares. And we'll sell those to the public. They, in essence, become part owners in our company. So let's say we're trying to raise $10 million. We'll divide our company up into 10 million little pieces of shares, and we'll sell those to the public, say at $1 a piece. And we raise the 10 million. We get to keep that and, invest it in the company.
Right.
They become owners, so now we have to report to them. We have to tell them where our books were closed before. They get to see our books. They get to see our expenses, profits, and projections and things like that. And depending on how many shares they own, they might be able to stomp up in the office and say, hey, I don't like what I'm seeing.
Right. They have now some control.
Right. Now check this out. Sometimes when I like to have fun with people, and I want you to think, let's say that we hadn't met before. All right, you guys meet me, and we're in here, and everybody's kind of talking about what they do. And they said, "What do you do, JR?" And I said, "Well, I'm one of the owners of Microsoft." And let's say you didn't know anything about me. What would y'all be thinking if I came in here and said, "I'm one of the owners of Microsoft"?
I'd be like, dude, let's hook up. Because I know that I need you to sponsor for Sisters Network.
Yeah.
But before that, most people would probably be thinking, lying. Ain't no one owners and no Microsoft. But if you own one share, you just own one share of stock in Microsoft, you are legally one of the owners. You can legally put a sign out, I'm one of the owners of Microsoft. Because you are.
Or Dunkin' Donuts.
Or Dunkin' Donuts or whatever.
That's right.
Oh my goodness.
So
it's all about getting it. Is it about timing?
That's some good information.
I'm about
to own Starbucks. I'm going to own
but that's the other thing.
We're going to get into that.
We'll get into that. But I was saying is it about timing?
Right. So there's it's a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword. If you went and you Googled how to invest, how to trade, the last time I Googled it, it was, I think, 150 million websites that came up. For trading, it was 400 million. Right?
Oh my goodness.
So you literally could start right now reading and watching videos till you die, and you wouldn't run out of material. Okay? Wow. So that's where people are, it's too complicated. So what we do is we simplify it. All right? We simplify it. When you're trading, all right, we're looking for stocks that are volatile. All right, that means they go up and down in a short period of time. They might go from let's say $25 to $30 in an hour, and we'll get here just like the example here. We're gonna get it and get out at 25. All right, and if we have 100 shares, and that stock goes up $5 in this example, we just made $500.
Right.
Okay.
But the most important thing is to get in there and get that $500.
Get in and get out.
Okay.
You got, see, there's a different mindset when you're trading versus investing. All right.
Yeah.
So trading is about timing and reading signals. And when I teach this, I teach how when you go out here, when we all leave and we're driving back, we're going to be reading signals and we don't even think about it. Right. We read all these signals and it's going to help us determine whether, just like when it was snowing, we read that and we said, oh, I might better take this route instead of this route.
Right.
We're reading signals. It's the same thing. When I teach it, it's the same. We learn how to read certain signals, both when you're trading and investing. Now, when you're looking to invest, we have a new course that's getting ready to come out in the new year. And let me give you a little background on how this came about. All right, because it was really disturbing to me. I was speaking at a very prestigious event for women in Indianapolis. That was where, right? It was a women's entrepreneurs group, and I was speaking on the stock market. And so I was asking these two ladies, I said, why are you guys really not in the stock market? These are professional women. Why? And they looked me straight in the face and said, JR, we just didn't think we were smart enough. I said, don't ever say that out your mouth. Don't ever say that out your mouth. So I asked them, I said, you ever shop on Amazon? Have any of you guys ever shopped on Amazon?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So notice how everybody said, absolutely.
Right.
Now watch this. In order for you to shop on Amazon, you had to go through 6 steps and didn't even know it. The first is you had to learn what Amazon was, because when it first came out, nobody knew what it was, right?
Right.
Second step is you had to set up an account. Right? You did that, right? Then you search for whatever you wanted to buy your product. Then you read the review, right? Most people read the review before they buy.
Right.
Then you bought it. And then they send you an email to track your package. You're like, oh, it's in New York. Now it's in Baltimore, right?
Right.
Now watch this. You look at that. Now let's take the stock market. Same 6 steps in this new course we have coming out called ShopStocksOnline.com. We're setting the shopping experience up exactly like Amazon. Number 1, we're going to teach you what a stock is and how the stock market works. Right. Number 2, we're going to show you how to set up an account. And it's very important how you do that. Number 3, we're going to teach you how to search for the stocks. Number 4, we're going to teach you how to read the reviews, just like you read a review. Number 5, we're going to teach you how to buy the stock. And number 6, we're going to show you how to just monitor your stock. What is different there? It's the same thing. But nobody's teaching it like that, right? So when I came up with this idea after talking to these ladies, and I started asking people, do you shop online? Everybody. Yeah. Well, if you can shop online, I'm going to just say it. Damn it, it's time to start shopping for some stock. It's time. Now, there's another thing. This article just came out. It's interesting. It just came out like 2 days ago. Everybody here knows who Kanye West is, right?
Yes.
And Kim Kardashian.
Yes.
And they're married.
Yes.
So I just read an article. I wish you can just Google it. But Kanye, for Christmas, gave Kim all these bags of gifts, right? Then he gave her a little box. And the little box, every gift that he gave her shares of stock in those items.
Yes, he did. I saw
Everything he gave her shares of stock. Now, the wealthy just getting wealthy because they know how to do it. They're in the game.
Right.
So can I say it now?
Yes, say it. Listen up, everybody.
Where's the main camera?
There's the camera right here.
Okay.
Black camera. Black one.
Get in the game or shut the hell up. I'm sorry, I gotta say it.
You said it.
Say get in the game or shut the hell up. We learn everything else.
Right?
Plain and simple. These devices we have here, you know what these devices can do, and we learn them inside and out.
Right. And don't mind spending the money for a new one.
Oh, come on now.
Okay.
Come on now.
Yes.
So if we're doing that, then these different items, if you're going out, and let's take Starbucks, because you brought up Starbucks.
Absolutely.
All right? Multi-million, if not multi-billion-dollar company. All right, so we go in there, we patronize them and buy their stuff, and then walk out with no ownership?
No ownership.
When you can have ownership. See, it'd be different if they said you can't have ownership.
But you can't.
But we can have ownership. Yeah. You can be walking with your Starbucks cup saying, I'm one of the owners, baby.
That's right.
So
that coffee would taste better, too.
It would taste better.
It would taste a lot better. And guess what? It might start paying for itself every time you go. You might be getting it free because you own the shares.
That's true. That's true.
So as we go through this, we have a movement going in 2018.
Okay.
That every person of color, y'all hear me? Where's the man?
There's the camera right there.
Every person of color should own at least some shares in one company. At least
one.
Because once you get that one, you start looking around like, whoa.
This is shop.
Hold up.
Like shop.
You walk a little different. You talk a little different, you know?
But JR, let me interrupt 1 second. I remember when I used to work for MCI, okay? And they would issue stock, you know, in my name and also with the company. So they matched it.
Right.
And I'm telling you, that's when I learned the stock market business and the power. And the money that I made off of stock alone, just let it sit and let it grow. It was amazing.
Right.
I mean, I was able to buy my car. I was able to purchase a house. It's amazing what you can do when you know the game.
Right.
And and when we reconnected and you were telling me what you were doing, I'm saying, I'm in.
Right.
I'm in.
Right.
Yeah. It's the same thing with Walmart too. I was in college when I worked for Walmart in their jewelry department, and I had no clue. So by the time I graduated from college and on to graduate school, I was about to buy a new townhome. I had over $10,000 in Walmart. Like, I was a cashier, part-time cashier, and they had risen up so fast during the 90s.
Yeah.
In the 2000s. It was just crazy. And I had money. I never knew, because the lady said, what do you have to put down as a down payment? Do you have any stocks? I'm like
what?
And I looked at Walmart. Walmart used to match us as employees.
That's right.
Same thing.
So if you think you're too good to work at Walmart at 18 and 20, I mean, it's kind of a little bit later than
that. Rush to go to Walmart now. Like, the applications.
Shout out to Walmart. Don't let your girl. Yeah.
And get some royalties for that, too.
Yeah,
right.
But check this out. Now, there's another part of this. All right, let's take your story. Okay? You didn't even know you had it, right?
I didn't know.
Now,
sitting in the gold mine.
There's two types of income. Most of us are conditioned to get active or linear income, meaning, you know, we get a job and the boss will say, I'll pay you $20, $30, whatever an hour. We go to work, we get paid. We go to work, we get paid. We stop going to work, we stop getting paid. So we have to do some physical activity, right? Or mental activity to get that. Now, this is what intrigued me about the market. It's really kind of a lazy way to make money. I mean, because once you go in and you get that stock, what else are you doing to make the money? Like, if the stock goes up the way you want it to, what else are you doing? Nothing.
That's right. You're just sitting there and let it grow.
So why would we not learn this? This is what blows my mind. It's like, why would we not learn this?
I don't know, but I want to look cool like you, JR. He's so relaxing. I got to watch my language, because I was like, you know, I got this Valley girl talk. Like, you look so amazing. But you look amazing. Because every time I see him, he's like calm, cool. I'm like, really? He must be flipping that stock for real. Like, he must be the one I'm asking the question, like, up and down Snowden Park, 495. You're like, where are they going at 10 o'clock and 12 o'clock? Leisurely, all day long. Why is you know, we can be in Alexandria, Virginia, and you're like, where is everybody going in Target?
I know.
Like, they got on flip flops in their hat. They just look cool, ordinary people. I bet you they're flipping that stock.
Because they're doing the stock.
I think they're doing the stock.
I'll tell you.
They got the money.
They got money.
Yeah. Some of you look at it, and I learned this years ago when I came out of school. All right, so I graduated with a nursing pre-med degree. Father was a nurse. Father was a doctor. Mother was a nurse. And they encouraged me to get this nursing pre-med degree and then go into medical school. So I used to work at George Washington University Medical Center when I came out of school. And we would get like 15-minute to half-hour lunch break. And in downtown D.C., they have these little parks, you know, kind of little tiny parks. And I would go and I'm rushing, and I would call, and I would look at this guy, he'd be sitting there reading the paper so relaxed. And I started calling them the free folks. And they just like, I'm rushing, and I said, I want to be one of them.
Right.
They're like, he had nowhere to go, nothing to do. He just like, man, don't you got to get back to your job? So I was always curious about that. All right. Now, let's throw a twist in there. All right. Let's throw the twist in that man, this is great. This is fabulous. But we know there's always going to be ups and downs, right? You got to put some work in. You got to educate yourself, which is not hard, especially with the system we teach.
Right.
And then you have to stay in the game and learn how to protect yourself. So, for example, I was speaking at one event, and some people will say, all right, I'm going to hop in. I'm so excited. Jay, I'm just going, okay, he said, I'm going to go get stock, and I'm going to buy in Coca-Cola. But if you don't, that's like seeing that car, okay, I'm going to drive. No, it don't work like that.
Right.
I had one young lady coming to me, and she said, Jay, I wish I had known you 3 months ago. I said, what's going on? She said, I went in the stock market, put some money in there, and it went up to $100,000. $100,000. She said, I didn't know nothing about it. I just she said, I went to bed, got up the next morning, checked the news. It was at 30,000. Wow. She lost 70,000 in a day. So now this is listen to what I'm saying. I want everybody to hear me. Because there's going to be some people, see, I knew it was gambling. I know. So. I ain't getting involved in that. Keep in mind, if it was gambling, why would 90-some% of wealthy people be in it?
That's right.
90-some% of wealthy people created their wealth. You have to know how to put protective measures in. So I told her I could have taught you one simple technique that would have protected that money if the stock market turned around and started going down. Plus, you can make money when a stock goes down. A lot of people don't know. It's called shorting a stock. All right? And so anytime you hear about the stock market's crashing, there are people who are behind the curtain who are celebrating, saying, crash, baby, crash.
Right.
So, but you got to know the techniques. And the stuff that I was learning, they're not teaching you in school. Some of it I found out by accident, and literally I found this one thing out, and I was talking to a brokerage firm, and a broker is just basically the middleman who helps buyers and sellers come together to buy and sell stocks. And so I saw something happen in my account, and it's too long to go to explain it, but just follow this. So I saw something happen.
The short version. Give us a short
version. I saw something happen, and I called them, and they were like, "There's all this extra money in my account." I was like, "Something ain't right here." And so he's like, "No, we put that in there for." I was like, "What?" I hung up on him because I was like, "He don't know what he's talking." I called 6 other brokerage firms. They all said the same thing. I said, "Nobody's teaching this. Nobody's teaching these little intricacies that we need to know that are advantageous to us." So again, with main camera, get in the game, but shut the hell up.
Well, JR, we really appreciate you stopping. We're going to have you back because this is you need a whole hour workshop.
It's a workshop. It's a live workshop.
But you do teach.
Yes.
And you have, give the people information out there. I can contact you for more information if they need to know.
I think I have it in here. Here we go. FlipThatStock.com.
FlipThatStock.com.
And we have a online financial summit that we're going to do Saturday the 6th.
Okay.
Saturday the 6th. We're going to do it online. You can watch it from home.
This Saturday?
Next Saturday. Following Saturday.
Right. What time?
Well, it's going to be at different times because we're going to have different topics. So we might have one from 1 to 2, one from 3 to 4, and we're going to talk about different topics like cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. What is that?
Yes.
We're going to break that down. I got an expert on that. We're going to talk about more in detail on flipping stocks. We're going to talk more on stock options. I've got experts on all of that. And then I'm going to talk about, I've got a new book coming out, 50 Things They Don't Tell You About Being an Entrepreneur.
Oh, there you go.
And I'm going to tell you some of the real deal behind it. There. And a lot of it ain't pretty. But if you know it in advance, you know how to get through it. So our day is going to be filled with that. And we will be recording it. And so that's going to be available.
Wow.
Sounds great.
We're going.
Not playing.
Let me tell you what the deal is.
Let us tell you the deal. Go.
The deal is you need to hang around smart people.
That's it.
Right. Okay. Who know the ins and outs. So that's why I hook up with this brother. I said, this brother got it going on. I'm going to get back into the market because I hadn't even thought about it until we connected. And one of the things that the organization, and I haven't shared it with y'all guys, Sisters for Sisters Network is going to be running workshops during the month of January, February, March, and JR is going to be having one of the sessions, a couple of sessions going on. So if you really want to know what's going on, JR, give them your contact information.
Yeah, the best way to get me again is at flipthatstock.com, and then we have a contact us button on that as well.
Awesome.
And people can see that's the quickest way to get through. But I just want to emphasize this last point. We have a mission and a purpose and a movement to get every person of color, at least you going to Starbucks or you buying Nike or whatever, we're going to show you exactly how to go in there and get that stock the right way. Don't just go in there jumping in, because you more likely you're going to get burnt. And then you see it went down. We're going to show you the right way to do it. And once you get one, we're going to spread this. This is how you begin to create wealth. Right?
And you know how to leave a legacy for your family. And that's what it's about, leaving a legacy for your family. And we are so happy that you came by to show us and how to get started, because you have ignited us for the 2018.
I'm excited.
So we can financially become in the wealth game.
In the wealth game.
In the wealth game.
I like that.
Yeah.
Get in the wealth
You
game.
can use that. I give you permission. So again,
royalty free.
No, royalty free.
So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back because we have some more cooking instructions, and we got to taste this stuff. They're hungry. So we're going to eat, and then we're going to go out with my girl, our girl, your girl. Nakia Marie is going to close us out. So we'll be right back. So